There will be salt. That is definitely the case. So we are currently playing Lanius A, and we're currently at 3 wins in a row. It has been 2 weeks since we played No Pause, right? Well, I guess we played No Pause on the Mantis B last week, so gotta get all our No Pause finger warm-ups going. You all let me know if there's anything funky with the stream, with the test I ran yesterday. If I changed a couple settings. We're actually at 1080p 60 FPS right now, which is the highest quality I would ever really consider going until I get some crazy hardware upgrades. So you all let me know if there's anything. I also changed it so that the bitrate should automatically lower if it starts dropping frames. So hopefully with a few of the changes, if we do end up having internet issues, it won't affect the stream too heavily. Time, you got here on time. Just on time, Wham Bambola. Just on time. How are you doing, my friend? So you all let me know quality. For now, we're going to jump right in. So we're going for our 4th win in a row with the Lanius A, which has hacking, chain laser, ion stunner, emergency respirators. Super strong ship, mainly because of the hacking. It's got the strongest system in the game, so not surprising that this ship would be as strong as it is. Looks good, salty tilt, good. You all just let me know if you notice anything funky. So I do see the, looks like the event list is working correctly, so that's good. Alright, so the only thing that's not working is my OBS Streamlabs not showing my mini feed, so there's probably a connection thing I need to do. Alrighty, so let's see here. Let's see if we can keep this streak alive without dying. Without dying. Distress, if it's giant alien spiders, we have clone bait. Okay. This one I don't know if clone bait protects you, actually. Human mining colony, unknown disease. I'm checking this one. I don't want to start out by losing a crew to something. FTL small. What is this one called? Small resource station with no response, is that what it is? No, it's a human mining colony. Human mining colony. Unknown disease on mining colony. Alright, nothing happens. Lose 1 random crew. So clone bait does not protect you, yeah. So this one, clone bait actually does not protect you. You need level 2 med base. So, wow. One of the few events of the game where clone bait does not protect you from losing crew, and that's the first distress beacon we get. I think you read on Steam that Subnautica Below Zero 1.0 will release May 14th. That's something to look forward to. Oh, May 14th. Okay. March, April. So 2 months from now, huh? Yeah, I want to wait for the full release. If that's going to be the full release, we will definitely have to check that out. Holy free small bomb, though. Well, that makes up for what we missed earlier. That is awesome. Okay. Free freaking small bomb? Yes, please. So with this one, we get an extra jump, so we should have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I do 2 and then go around that way, we can do that. Clone Bay, best Bay. Clone Bay is Bay. Everybody loves a Clone Bay. Yeah, go ahead and hack it. Scoot-a-doo-doo, scoot-doo-doo. We get the missile offline, it'd be amazing. Damn. Alright, we did everything we could. But we dumble-doged. Okay, so did he. Come on. Is he really gonna get 2 missile shots off with us hacking and firing everything at his missiles? Freaking amazing. Alright, we dodged both of them. Ha! Okay. Praise RNGesus. Thought I was getting screwed. Dude just gave us some dodge training. Thanks. Thanks for the dodge training. Appreciate that. FTL. Appreciate that. Okay. Double reward, too. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so we're going to do 1 dodge and power because having only 1 engine is really rough early. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 should work. But awesome, Wemmabola. You'll have to keep me updated on that. I'm sure once the new one comes out, everybody will be playing it. So I'm sure I'll know, but I appreciate the heads up. Okay, well, so far both ships have been really freaking strong weapon-wise, so we're gonna do this, this, and this. Nice. Hey, what's up, Azura? How are you doing, my friend? How is your Tuesday going? Tuesday, Wednesday. I keep thinking it's Tuesday because I didn't stream on Tuesday, so my days are a little mixed up. Okay. I think the reason this ship feels so strong is just because, even though chain lasers are not the best weapon, combined with hacking, and this ship is just so strong. Just saying, perhaps something to consider when planning a Twitch project. No, that's great. Quickly try to rescue the crew. Nice. All right, it's a human, but he's free. Yeah, that's really nice. Because if I plan on starting a new game in May, that's something to keep in track. So that is really helpful. If I plan and remember to plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. And it's all dependent on me actually remembering to plan for it. Free sacrificial flesh. Well, we already had one of those, I guess. Talking about humans, but... Alright, person who can't do damage to us. My favorite. My favorite Sector 1 type of ship. Double beam, unless I'm playing Stealth B, then this ship is run-endingly bad. Ugh. Okay. You sure somebody else will also remind? Maybe. The reminder will really be me seeing everybody playing Subnautica. That's really what the reminder will be. Seeing everybody and their dog playing it when it comes out. Which is deserving, because Subnautica is an amazing game. And I am definitely looking forward to playing the next one. I did play, I did actually play it once. Wow, these dodges. I think I played it like 1 week. I a couple days checked out early access of Sub-Zero, I think it's called. Got to see where kind of one of the next big Reaper spawns was around some island or something, so be interesting to see. Whew, man, we are getting some really freaking good rewards. I want to get second shield, but if we happen to find a store with all the stuff to sell and get like early flak online, that would be amazing. You've been pretty okay, Azura. You just textures have been showing you the middle finger. All right. What is this ship? Okay. That is a Flak 2 Sector 1. Okay. I think I need to hack piloting and small bomb his shields, because he also has boarding. Okay, this is honestly pretty terrifying. Damn it, okay, yeah. So that's that guy being online still. Well, this is gonna hurt. Oh my gosh, that didn't even hurt. How the hell did we dodge that? Okay, that was amazing. Frickin' Ares and Lu Jun here are geniuses. Geniuses at their respective professions. Although I think the real reason was they shot over here. Wow, I got that flash again. Hey, what's up, Shogi? How you doing, sir? Good to see you, man. Sorry I was not able to play Valheim with you the other day. Oh god, another free human. I've been a little busy this week, so I haven't been able to do extra stuff, sadly. But hope you had fun with that. I do want to play that with you eventually, though. It's called Johnny Cage or Sub-Zero, something like that. Subnautica Johnny Cage edition. I like it. I like it. Now we'll go ahead and get second shield since this quest was not a store and we don't see a store. Probably this will be a store since I just spent all that scrap. But have you still been enjoying the Valheim, Shogi? Shut down my engines. Okay. I'm gonna not use my hacking. I'm gonna be greedy here. And hashtag never punished. We get one weapon offline, we're good. Nice. You're just trying to mod some weapons for the auto dreadnought, so you can give it a retry next Monday. Well, I can't guarantee you I'll retry it next Monday. Since I already played it, I will probably wait at least a week before I play it again. Well, at least 2 weeks. You're horribly addicted to building. You really, really like the game. Nice. I really do want to play it too. Maybe I can play... I don't think I'm gonna have time tonight. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Hopefully sometime this week I can join you, because it looks like a fun game. Okay. Alright, so we didn't commit to a dive by doing this, right? I don't think we did. Okay. I mean, I've been seeing tons of people play it, Valheim, on Twitch, so it must be a great game. It's building exploration with some RPG elements. Basically like 7 Days or Dark and Light, like you were talking about. Similar style of game. Okay, well, this guy's got the doges. He has dodged 100% of my shots. Okay. You've been hearing a lot of good from Valheim. You might buy it then? Yeah. I mean, Shogi the crazy person donated it, so I definitely got to play it. My only thing is I don't know if I'll stream it, because basically my stream schedule's kind of filled up right now with what we're doing, with the games I'm playing, so if I were to stream it, I'd have to take away either an FTL day or a Dyson Sphere day, and I don't want to take either of those days, honestly. This weapon system, again, it's not terrible, but it's kind of annoying that Chain Laser becomes faster than Ion Stunner, so it's like the synergy is really not there on these weapons. This Ion Stunner is just kind of crappy. There we go. Too many games, so little time. That's right. Subnautica below zero. Oh, it's below zero, not sub-zero. Yeah, my bad. You have at least 2 weeks? Yes, you do. Before I'll play it again, so you have time. Because I have somebody on YouTube said they're sending me a ship, and I have ships from Mr. Porku and Lussor forever, so I am not running out of ships anytime soon. So, okay. And I just don't like to play the same ship 2 weeks in a row, even if it's been altered. Okay, 39 scrap. Okay. We really just want to get a weapon that's not this Ion Center, or I get the small bomb online. Might not be a bad idea, too. Hacking is just looking at his tablet, wondering when he is needed. Human in hacking, just looking at his tablet. Okay, what are you saying? Because he's just standing there? Well, he was repairing hacking is why he was there, but yes, sure, that's what he's doing. That's definitely what he's doing. Valheim is early access, but they are still adding stuff. Nice. Alright, well, of course I got 2 shields and everybody's got a damn missile. Everybody's got a frickin' missile. Okay, let's get no dodges this time so I can please get your missile offline for once. Nice, that's what I want to see. The human was playing FTL in there, that's right. 6 fuel? Nah. I need a missile if I'm gonna... I mean, not a missile. A weapon if I'm gonna let you off the hook, sir. The whole early access makes Game of the Year awards so complicated. Really? Does it, though? Because... Destroy and salvage. Give me free stuff. I feel like if your game is in early access, you're not even in the running. Because if your game's not done, it can't be... It's not early access Game of the Year. They need to come up with a whole new category if they want to do that. Because as much as I'm loving Dyson Sphere program, it's not complete until it's out of early access, so it can't be a Game of the Year. Even if it might be one of the more fun games I play in the entire year. If it's not done, it's not... I don't think it should be eligible for that kind of stuff. Early access Game of the Year. It's a new category. There are 8 bajillion games in that category, and only 10 actually finished games up for Game of the Year. Okay, I'm just looking for a store right now because we have stuff to shell. Stuff to shell. What do you have? A defense drone. Okay, that's a defense drone Mark II. Cool. Kill that drone and we are in good shape. If a game already gets recognition, then who cares if it's in early access or not? I do. And most gamers, I mean, getting recognition is fine, but if a game is not done, it shouldn't be in contention for being... I don't know. If a game is not finished, I don't think it should be up for that kind of stuff. I don't know. Am I weird for thinking that? I feel like that should be self-explanatory, honestly. If the game is not finished, it's not a game. It's an early access game. It's a different category, I feel like. Was FTL finished before AE? Yes. Yes, it was. AE was an expansion. When I play it now without AE, it feels like an unfinished game, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it was a finished game before AE. So, I think I hear a fire on my ship. Now, I guess the argument you could be would be games that like have constant updates, like I don't know, MMOs where they're constantly patching it, and Path of Exile. But Path of Exile was in early access for a long, long time, and probably some people considered it a finished game, but it wasn't officially finished until a certain patch where they added a bunch of extra stuff to it. So, I don't know. I personally don't think that early access games should be competing with non-early access finished games when it comes to like rewards and that kind of stuff. What's the unfinished early access game being discussed? Here? That's the weapon you're choosing to have online? Okay. Well, I think we're talking about two here. I think we're talking about probably the one we're playing, which is Dyson Sphere program, and the one that Shogi's been playing, that a bunch of people have been playing, is Valheim. So those are probably the two we're thinking about. Maybe even Subnautica. As long as the game is still in the EA status, they shouldn't be able to compete with finished products. I agree with that. And that might be a point of contention for some people, but I don't think a game that is not finished should be competing for rewards. Unless it's a reward for the best game in early access, or the most hyped look-forward game that's not done, or something like that, you know? That's fine. If you want to have a reward for best game that everybody's hyped for. I mean, Cyberpunk kind of won that reward for the longest time, even though when it came out it was buggy as all hell. Nice. Oh god, this is not nice, actually. We're taking damage here. Okay. Oh well. How unfinished is DSP? Well, it just came out in early access a month and a half ago, so it's pretty early in its early access, I think. But I don't know how the devs have scheduled it and how much content they're planning to add, so I honestly don't know the answer to that. I mean, it is the early access game that I've had the most fun with in a long time, but I don't think it should be up for game of the year. Maybe that'll change the more I play it, but I don't. It's like if I were to write half of a music composition and then turn it into a competition and say this should be the best piece of music you've got this year. No matter how good it is, if it's not finished, it's not finished, you know? You'd agree that finished games should be up for Game of the Year. It just seems like 80% of the games in early access these days. That's true. That's kind of the challenge, is like, how would you even whittle through what the best early access game is when there are thousands of them, you know? Then there's the everlasting alpha called Star Citizen. There you go. Should Star Citizen be up for Game of the Year? I mean, probably some people love it and think it's the greatest game ever, but I don't know. Popularity is a factor. Having a top 10 list with 3-year-old games no one is playing anymore is strange for current year. Yeah. EA is often just a way to easily grab money. Not saying all of them are. Yeah, well, and I feel like that's become less of a thing lately because so many games have gotten such bad press for that. But that has definitely been an issue before, for sure. I haven't heard of any big cash grab games in recent times. But of course, I kind of avoid early access games kind of as a rule as much as I can lately, so... Not because of cash grab reasons, but because if I only played early access games, I would never play anything else because there's so many of them. A lot of times, you know, the whole early access gets a bad rap from some people, but for a lot of smaller studios, early access, allowing them to make some money is what allows them to continue being developed. So I understand the negativity toward some people have towards it, but I also think it's I think early access is a good thing. I just think that it should be in its own category and not be, you know, allowed to be going up for rewards if we're going to talk about something like that. Oh, you were talking about EA. EA company and EA early access have the same shortcut for reason. That seems rather trolly, honestly. I actually kind of vehemently disagree with that, Azura. I really don't like that. What you were insinuating there. I played a lot of amazing early access games that I'm glad I played, and I would not like to compare them to the loot box trolley thing that is EA. You were so jaded by other Kickstarter games that you only backed DSB with the minimum. What a surprise. On the other hand, System Shock Remastered has been delayed for years. Remember when you got a friend of yours, FTL, and the first thing you told me was, I will mind control slugs and take over the universe. That's when I knew it would be a long explanation. Little did you know that what your friend said is actually not possible. You can't mind control slugs. So, it's a bad joke, you're bad. You played quite a lot of good early access games too, but yeah. Also fell in some cash grab traps. Yeah, and again, I do understand the negativity that some people feel towards it. I mean, there's even some early access games that I'm still really excited about, but there's been so little stuff. Well, the one I'm thinking about right now is one that me and Shogi have been following Shogi's been following that got me interested in for a long time, called Pantheon. But that's an MMO that's not even in early access. It's an alpha. So I'm supporting it, or at least I was. I think I actually stopped because I can't remember if I'm still, you know, doing $10 a month to support a game I'm not even playing anymore or not. But I don't look at that as a cash grab. That's more of this is a giant project that no matter how much money you throw into it, with a small team, it's just gonna take forever until you actually have a playable product, so. Can you not finish a DSP playthrough? What makes it incomplete? What makes it incomplete is the research tree still being unfinished. I think they're still adding more technologies. It literally is got content that you can see in the game. They're still going to add stuff for it. Star Citizen started with macro or microtransactions. Yeah, I haven't even touched Star Citizen because it's gotten so much bad press. Okay, what's a macro transaction? I don't know what that is compared to a micro, I guess. No weapons, huh? We could actually just afford cloaking here, though. You could actually just buy cloaking. I'm gonna buy cloaking and get a weapon online if I sell this. Yes, I can. Okay, we're gonna do that. We could pre-ignite too, which is pretty nice, but no, if we just get early cloaking, we are like frickin' strong. We're not just strong, we're frickin' strong. So we're gonna do this. This will be a weapon upgrade. This will be an offensive and a defensive upgrade. That's like really good. Buy one fuel. One fuel. $20 to $150, sometimes more. Oh, okay. You pay more for the ship than an actual game. Okay. Okay, I have heard about that. Yeah, that's some grade A BS right there, honestly. Some grade A bullsnizzle right there. But you know what? If people want to spend their money on it, their loss. I mean, some people just have money to burn, I guess. Some people just have that money to burn. Oh, this guy's gonna be so on fire. Not only are you on fire, you are really, really on fire. I was thinking about going for a crew kill, but nah. No, we don't want to wait around in a solar flare. So macro, does macro transaction means that it's a transaction in the game that costs more than the game you purchased? Is that kind of how that works? Damn, I knew there was going to be another store there. Well, I actually don't want to go to a store since I don't have scrap for it. Is that the definition of macro? When it comes to macro transaction. Macro's just big money spent, as far as you know. Okay. Well, I guess I'm asking as in how it compares to micro, because a micro transaction is smaller than the price of the game. I mean, how do you, I don't know. Star Citizen is simply the best looking game you've ever seen, but you're God, why can't they finish that game, and why are they charging a lot of money for ships? Game is a money grab, since it was funded for tens of millions of years ago. Tens of millions of years ago. There is zero sarcasm in that statement. Yeah, I've never heard the term macro transaction, honestly. As is tradition, how many humans have we vented today? Pretty much, yeah, on the macro part. Okay. 0 humans vented, but we've gotten 2 free ones, so many people are up for human venting. Ignore it's a tarp. I am doing well, Castalian. I am doing pretty well. Surviving. Living the life. Not having all research available doesn't make the game unplayable. But we're not talking about unplayable or playable. We're talking about complete or incomplete. You're talking about something different. Okay? If a game literally has content that is not in the game yet, it's not a finished game. And that's what early access is. Imagine FTL with, for $2, you can dodge that missile. Do you want to lose your ship and start over? Jesus. Okay. What do we got here? Cloaking hacked. Okay. I'm going to hack your piloting. Nice. Just in time. Okay. We didn't get the missile offline, but that's fine. It was coined for Star Citizen alone, not surprising. The term macro transaction was actually coined for Star Citizen. What a... wow, to have a game that's so meme-tastic with how long it's being taken and how expensive it is to actually coin a new phrase, that is pretty bad. You like the look of DSP, you're always blown away when you see those satellite array thingies. Yeah, the actual Dyson Sphere shell and swarm, yeah, it's pretty amazing. FTL even now isn't finished by my edition since there are unused events in the code. Okay, I'm not arguing with Boo. There's no arguing with... I'm not going to say stupid because it's not stupid, but your unrealistic expectations. This is a game that is finished, that was released by the devs. It is a finished game. Dyson Sphere program is in early access by definition from its devs, so it is an early access game. I'm not arguing with this anymore. I'm not arguing with you about this anymore. Damn it. You personally see a game as early access when it still has an unfinished storyline. I mean, it's easy to see if it's early access. It literally says early access in Steam. That's what I'm going by. The label early access in Steam is what I'm going by as a definition for early access. I don't know why we're debating this topic, honestly. This debate is still in development, apparently. That's a lot of pew-pew on this guy. I was late on that. He dodged. I have to really focus, by the way. Y'all get me all verklempt here. Forgetting that I'm playing one of the hardest things I ever do and that is FTL Hard No Pause, so I have to actually focus here. I could all get ragey at chat being, what's that word? Pedantic? Saying that FTL is not finished by the definition of what I said earlier is the definition of being pedantic, in my opinion, so. What's up, Nateni Fifon? Hello, Mr. Ryan, how are you? During the first quarantine, you watch me every day, and you stopped watching because of the return of normal life. But today you're here. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here, my friend. I hope you were surviving said quarantine. The debate is still in early access. Apparently it is. 63 scraps. So we are in a nebula, looking for a store. Mainly because I just need fuel right now. Yeah. What do you have? Pretty good amount of lasers, it looks like. Yeah. Actually, I can't do damage if I do this. Here and here. Ah, damn it. I did not want to vent my own humans. There we go. In 2011, Eve Online had a $70 monocle that was deemed a macro transaction too. Okay. So many unsubbed people compared to Monday. Well, oh crap. Yeah, this is our... Damn it. Usually Mondays are not as active as our Hard Mode No Pause day. For you, EA shouldn't get access to awards, DLC, microtransactions of any kind. Also, it shouldn't be its own thing on Steam. I completely disagree with that. Oh, wait, you think it should be its own thing on Steam? I don't know. I like early access because it's another tool for devs to create more games that we can play. Without early access, we probably wouldn't be able to play games like Dyson Sphere program, a lot of things. I like it. But I think it should be, they should not be eligible for awards, so. Okay, let's see here. Halberd Beam, that's what we want. Okay. Buying it, how much to get it online? 50. So if I sell U2, I can afford that. Okay. And then we can buy some fuel. Hopefully we'll have enough power. Power's our main issue right now, but let's buy all the fuel we can first. This final system we need is mind control there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think we'll get all those, but we should get a decent number of gents here. Early access is a double-edged sword, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Attack the pirate. Doodle-doo, 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 doodle-doo. I'm gonna cloak his first bomb here is what I'm gonna do. Why do I even try? Ugh, okay. Alright, we get the laser offline, that's the important thing. DSP had 300 Kickstarter backers and 300,000 copies sold in a month on Steam Early Access. Yeah, we wouldn't be playing if Early Access didn't exist. And So I'm very happy for early access to be a thing, but I also don't think that early access games should. I don't know. I just said I wasn't going to argue it anymore, and I'm still talking about it. So yeah, it's great. I'm glad to hear it. Because DSP is a badass game, and it deserves its rewards. Okay, let's do that. All right, what do we got? 27 scrap. Okay. We're gonna have another store be in. Nope, we've already gotten our Nebula store, so we don't have another store here. So mainly, I'm worried about running out of fuel. Oh God. 5 gifted subs from Mr. Shogi. Yeah, we have Clone Bay. Nice, nice. So welcome back to Sedno on Onion Unleashed, Perhad, Torsten, and Chthonius. All right. 1, 2, 3. Azura said wanted a type train. Shogi's trying to start one, I guess. You guys are not gonna board. Thank you, Shogi. Oh my God.
Thanks for subscribing to the channel.
Good Doge. Everything into weapons, because I don't like your missiles. I don't like them. Oh, I didn't hit the shields. Oh, I did. Okay. It's a classic. With great power comes great responsibility. I'm talking about early access games, yeah. You find it sad how Into the Breach is on the Switch, but no FTL. Huh. That is weird. FTL's not on the Switch, but Into the Breach is? I feel like they would sell so many copies, but maybe it's too early, too old now? Seems weird to me. All right, let's get, what do I want to get next? Let's get 1 power. Now we're going to save up to try to get mind control. If TSB didn't show grayed out research, then it wouldn't be noticeable as early access. Why are you still talking about that? I asked you to stop talking about that, please, Boo. You got 20 pounds on Steam. What game should you buy? Terraria or some Need for Speed game? I wouldn't recommend either of those. Although Terraria is a great game, so if you like it, go for that. But I would probably go for something like... I don't know. I don't know what I would recommend. I'm enjoying Dyson Sphere Program, even if apparently it's a note for contention right now, but I'm digging that game. Terraria is good, and a lot of people did get into the latest expansion or whatever. It was an expansion, or what was it called? It was some update to it. You love the FTL universe? A universe with 1 game in it. Waiting for the missile. There it is. Scoot. You love FTL music, but who doesn't? Yeah. FTL music is one of the reasons why this game is so good. Just amazing music. Holy free weapon, okay. You want to take over the flagship with my army of flax while on an 8-hour drive. You're playing games while you drive? Or are you sitting in the back seat playing games? Because I hope you're not driving while playing games. Although I think some truckers watch stuff while they drive, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Playing games while you drive, I would not want to be on the highway with somebody who's doing that, honestly. Sit in the back seat, of course. Okay, good. Just making sure. Just wanted to clarify. Could also wait for a discount or load up another $10 and buy Prey 2017. Okay. Oh, I can't see follows. It's Kittle-sens. Okay, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to stream, my friends. Okay, well, I can't counter your hacking. I'm gonna cloak the bomb. Damn, way too late. Okay, hopefully we can cloak this one. Nah, guess not. Nice. That weapon misses a L. What? I don't know what you're talking about. What kind of games do you like, Azura? Yeah, I know. If you really want our opinion on what game you should get, we probably need to know what genres you're gonna like, because when you were hanging out for Dyson Sphere program, it didn't sound like you like automation games, so I don't know. Halberd Beam, best beam? Halberd Beam, best weapon. Yeah, Halberd Beam, OP. Alright, store, what you got? Oh, the burst laser. You're talking about BL is missing a line to be burst laser 2. Gotcha. Now I understand. Alright, we got the max OP systems. We got fuel. The only thing we're missing is backup battery, and didn't expect this to be 2 stores. Alright, well, we have enough to buy backup battery if it's here. I did not reject Flak 1 for Halberd. There was not a Flak 1 for sale, unless you're saying... No, I acknowledge that Halberd is all around a better weapon than Flak. Just because I love Flaks doesn't mean I'm blind in my love that some things are not better. I do not reject a Flak 1. Please do not put words in my mouth about my lovable Flak 1. When I say stuff like this, I'm referring to, obviously, my tier list, which you might not have ever looked at, Zura. I have a tier list of weapons, and Flak is not above Halberd Beam. Flaks be praised, that's right. Oh my god, level 3 cloaking. Thank god for the dodge. Let's do this first. So he's got less dodges. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Alright, praise the Flak, that's right. Man, I must attract trolley people, because people just love to just say the trolliest ass statements ever. We all know that you XXX. I don't like what you just said, so why would you say it? Why is everything a troll statement? Jesus, hitting me. Hitting my cloaking while I'm cloaked. True essence of FTL trolliness. Missiles, anti-biobeam, basic laser kappa. Oh my god. People are so annoying. I guess I asked for it. Do I like XCOM? You're probably talking to Azura, I'm assuming. If you're asking about games that like. Anti-biobeam plus stun bomb is fun, Kappa. It doesn't sound like fun. It sounds like horrible pain and slowness is what it sounds like. 67 scrap, alright. What am I looking for now? I actually do have 2 mediocre things I can sell, so going to the store would actually be useful. This is a 3-store civilian sector, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can't get 8. So I guess I'll go here and then the store. You love me too? You love me and you troll me. Is trolling a sign of love? Because if so, my chat loves me more than anybody's ever loved anybody. More than Joni loves Chachi, and I don't even know what that means, but apparently that was a thing back in the day. Is that right? Joni loves Chachi? Is that a thing? That's a reference to something, right? Is that a Happy Days reference? That was a 3 shields and 6 power weapon system? Yeah. Get wrecked, though, by my hacking and cloaking, so even though they had strong stuff, get blasted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we can do that. I know. Wait, no, this is Sector 3. I don't think this is Sector 4, is it? Okay, it is Sector 4. Yeah, still pretty darn strong, though. So I'm looking for better weapons. None of you are better. First laser. I think I want to get some dodge next, since if we can't get a good weapon, next thing I wanted to get is some better dodge, so our cloaking is more consistent with dodging missiles. So power, dodge. 1 more power. With backup battery or dodge and our mind control. I mean dodge and our hacking level 2. FTL is drunk again. Yes. Okay, well, free stuff is free stuff. Don't mind if I do free stuff. Mind controlling to convince to make a better deal is actually not as good in my opinion, because this actually guarantees you a fight, where this could make them actually not be a fight, so. Be nice to actually get a slug right now so I can use my mind control offensively even in these nebula jumps. That is a lot of fires. No, don't want that. Gonna be a little patient here to maybe let an ion shot maybe possibly give me some doge training. Nice. FTL is drunk again with the 6 power weapon, 6 power shields in Sector 4. I mean, it's not even Slug Sector, which is pretty crazy. Wouldn't be surprised probably by that in Slug Sector, but I need 165 to get 2 power weapon online, so we're probably not gonna get that next. 3rd shield or weapon upgrade is what we're looking towards next. All right, cloaking and a big giant missile. We'll be at 89% dodge, I believe. Good dodge. Good dodge. Okay, since we got the missile offline, we're good. Double reward, double reward. Okay, wow. We've gotten a lot of free stuff this sector. We got 2 drones, a pike beam, and I think we got other stuff that we already sold this sector. Holy crap, this has been a lucrative civilian sector here. Never surrender recruited slavers. No, I've already got enough free humans. Thanks for offering. Ho ho ho! Turn down a human, get a free augment instead. I like it. That's a good deal. Trade a human for an augment? Hey, you got any more augments? I got 3 more humans. I'll trade for 3 more augments. Well, maybe 2, since I don't think I have room for all 3. Holy crap! I can actually afford to even get one of these weapons online if I want. Seems good, man. Seems good. Okay. I'm slow on this. Damn it. Well, no missile offline, that's fine. Hope we can dodge one. No. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's annoying, but it's fine. Steel supplies. Nice! Free stuff, baby. Do I know my highest profit gain for sector? No, I have no clue. That's not a stat that's checked in FTL, so at least I don't think there's a tracked stat that says most scrap ever gained in a single sector. I'm pretty sure that's not a one of the stats that's checked. And I've played. We've found out a month or 2 ago that I played at least 5,000 hours of FTL, so there's no possible way I'd be even able to remember it probably if I had at some point known. Any good weapons? Swarm's good, but I don't want a missile. Would be cool if it did. Yeah, it'd be cool if there are a lot of other stats that would track. I'm actually going to buy an NG. So we can have silly device. And because I just want an NG for blue options. So let's do that. Welcome aboard, silly device. Fighting NG, best NG. 5K hours in FTL. How am I not bored of this game? We come up with stupid, crazy challenges. And who says I'm not bored with this game? I still play it. Doesn't mean this is what I prefer to be doing, but it's what my best viewership is, so that's why I keep playing it. And it's a good game. It's a good game. No questioning this. This is a really good game. But it doesn't mean... It's why even though I add an extra FTL day to counteract it, I added an extra game that I'm really enjoying, Dyson Sphere Program. to counteract the salt and the frustration of the amount of rage I know I'll be getting from playing this game over and over. The double glade beam stream is one you can't ever forget. Nice, nice. It's been a while. That's definitely a memorable moment for the stream. You want to be one of the Lanius? Okay, sure, Azura. Yeah. Alright, I'm trying to decide if I want to get this weapon online. This is Angie Sector, so we're likely to find another store. So I kind of want to hold off a couple jumps before we upgrade to get Burst Laser online. So far, not that much salt, knock on wood. Well, yeah. 4 damage for 19 scrap. It's probably worth. TSP won't be getting anywhere close to 5k hours, though. Well, I've had that many hours over 7+ years, or however long I played this game, so who knows? Maybe it will overtake FTL at some point. Well, not likely to happen because I doubt I'll ever get the viewership. I would love it if that would be the case, but I've never had any game come as close to consistently good viewership for me as FTL, so... Okay, no good weapons. There another store? You're likely correct, but... who knows? You never know. Infinite replayability. Well, I mean, I could argue that DSP has infinite replayability because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because you can start new runs over and over and have different stars and different resource nodes. Infinite replayability is, you know, completely dependent on the player, I would say. What they find replayable, I guess. Because to some people, FTL is not infinitely replayable. Good dodge. Okay, we got the missile offline. Yeah, infinite replayability is in the mind of the beholder, the mind of the gamer. DSP doesn't have the RNG of FTL. Okay, that sounds like an hard to defend statement, but sure, you can absolutely think that. Let's see here. Wow, that is that's a pretty good weapon system, honestly. So we're gonna cloak the burst laser and the flak together. What's up, Biohazard? How's it going? Pretty good, my friend. Look at that. We are gonna do this. This is a little early, but I want to get some weapons offline so we take less damage. You're waiting for dinner. Okay. I hope you have some good dinner. You messed up your sleep schedule again due to night shift, though? Yikes. Sorry to hear that. Do you have, like, changing shifts for your job or something? I know somebody else in the stream does that. Is it Ren or somebody? I think somebody else in the stream sometimes does night shifts, too. Thanks, Ren. It's spaghetti bolognese. Ooh, spaghetti! We make that in all of our Dyson Sphere game playthroughs. Graveyard shifts are the worst. You do night shifts at work too, Wembembola? Sorter 1 out of 5 weeks is a one of your 5 1 of 5 weeks is a night. I'm not sure what that statement means. Not quite exactly sure. That's a second halberd beam. It's very tempting. Problem with that is hard mode no pause. The more beams, the harder it is to micro your weapons. I think I'm actually going to skip that and just get automated reloader. I want the halberd beam, but I don't want to have the stress of having to micro another halberd beam, so we're actually not going to get it. Every 5th week is a night shift week for bio. Is that what it means? Okay. I got something else to sell. Okay. Let's get 1 power, and the next thing we want to do is get 3rd shield or 4th dodge. 1 week of 5 is a night shift. Gotcha. You're doing night shifts at work right now. You like them, nobody around, and you're free to use laptop, more or less. Okay, well that is nice. I guess that's the perk of being on the night shift. I've never had a job where I've worked a real, honest to God, full night shift. I'm pretty grateful for that. I feel like that would totally screw up my, what is it called, circadian rhythms or whatever. Damn, I didn't do that best. My sleep schedule, basically. Oh, his missile's still online. All right, well, his cloaking's off, so. There we go. Oh, get blasted, person. Wait every other week, and for some of us, was constant night shift or evening shift. Same here. Once work is over, you just binge watch the X-Files. You usually have 3 to 4 hours worth of work. So 4 hours of watching. Wow. X-Files, huh? Nice. One of my best friends in high school he would turn X-Files every time he would go to bed and have that playing as he goes to bed. X-Files to sleep to. 92% dodge wasn't 0%. It's amazing, right? Let's go ahead and do that. I want the dodge, but I think the shields is the better upgrade right now. It's pretty hard on the body, especially if you have a physically demanding job. Yeah, man. To have to do a physically demanding job and do it on the night shift with weird... Oh, ASP allies. With weird, overnight hours, that would drive me crazy. One of the worst jobs I ever had was... Well, the #1 worst job I ever had was actually working at a Walmart. But before I worked at Walmart, I worked at a Walmart warehouse. Oh, finally got a free NG. And working at the warehouse, it was 4 hours. It was 10 hours, 4 days a week. So it was a 40-hour work week, 10 hours a day, and I was on my feet on warehouse concrete floor for 10 hours a day. That wrecked my feet, and it was nice having 4 days on, 3 days off, but the 4 days on was hell. The 3 days off was heaven. So as a trade, I probably would never want to do again. 3 days off, as nice as that is. Hey, Rebel Stronghold. The 4 days on was just absolute nightmarish. 4 10-hour days sound like hell, yeah. And I know that people work in like the like healthcare industry, like hospitals and stuff, do 12-hour shifts. I don't know how people like that do that. Those people are like freaking superhumans. It's insane to me. Like to do 12-hour shifts like all the time, like nurses and doctors and all the people who do that, I don't know how those people survive and have any sort of healthy living. Under construction flagship, I'm hoping. You're glad you don't have too much issues adapting to it. You wake up around 10 a.m. on Sunday, go to sleep at 5:30 a.m. Monday, and you wake up on Friday around 10 a.m. Wow, you are very flexible in your sleep schedule adjusting. I don't know what to say. All right, so empty jump, so we don't want distress. It's so slow because less people around. Thanks to you know what, it was better, but meh for now at least. You remember working within the food industry, consistent night shift, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day with 1 20-minute break, lifting sugar bags and salt bags. Still gives you flashbacks, yeah. Just got done doing 56-hour shifts, never again. Crazy great pause. 56 hours. I can't even fathom that. Can't even fathom that. I sometimes feel like I'm having a rough time doing, you know, just over 40 hours between my streaming and singing stuff. Compared to some of you other crazy people, I got it so easy. Healthcare professionals are heroes. Considering you walk around as a zombie on Saturday night and throughout the Friday, maybe not that flexible. He's work at Postal Service Sorting Center. Never again. Pro tip, people, if you have a chance to take insurance on the package you order, that is valuable. Just take it. Good to know. As an insider. My brother works with Postal Service, but he is a pretty good deal, but I actually don't want to give away any drone parts. He delivers the mail. He was a mail carrier, I guess you'd call that. Yeah. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means I don't get this store unless we get the under construction flagship up here, which is certainly possible. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me get one more dodge and power. Get doors. Should get level 3 hacking next, probably. You slept twice, but you're burnt working with mentally disabled. That right there sounds like that might be the hardest job I can think of. Kudos to you, Grey Paws. That's got to be so... The amount of patience that must take to do that. You have my utmost respect, my friend. Utmost respect for that. You're doing good work, and you're doing work that I cannot imagine how difficult it is. Okay. You heard that like delivery services are happy with the delivery rate at 90%, so basically 10% of packages get dinged or don't arrive at all. It's the first time you've seen 10 fuel for 1 consumable trade deal declined. Well, I'm not actually hurting on fuel, and I want to keep my drone parts, so I stand behind that choice. If I get extra fuel, then that's a waste of resources, probably. Okay. Although if we have extra drone parts, that's a waste of resources, so, you know, whatever. Waste one or the other. Good dodge. Took 1 damage, not bad. If I had more drone parts, I obviously would have taken the deal, but it's kind of like fuel and drone parts, I both like to keep around 10 if I can. And since I'm getting below 10 on my drone parts, that's the reason why I chose to do that. 107 scrap, nothing to sell. Trying to decide if I want to go up here. It doesn't actually get me an extra jump, but it does let me get these empty jumps. I feel like this is a better chance of finding the under construction flagship. Okay. Man, so many cloaked auto scouts here. We're gonna try to cloak the bomb. Good doge. Damn it. Expecting that to be the bomb shot. This is 100%. So slow. This is an ion bomb, 100%. Yeah. Okay. All right, it's fine. We're fine. We're fine. I messed up my cloak timing. I kept expecting this to go off earlier, but ion bomb is so slow that I was thinking small bomb or stun bomb or something. I don't know. Okay, unless he ion bombs my shields, we're fine here. Actually, weapons would have been the worst one, so thankfully that didn't happen. You've worked with mentally disabled. It's very rewarding because they can look up to you, but you definitely need a lot of patience. Yeah. That sounds like a high risk, high reward type of job right there. There was a scam where a guy would file a return for an expensive item and then would make the return package undeliverable after it's accepted by the post office. Okay. Well, that sounds scummy as hell. Sounds super scummy. Okay. Well, we're not doing that. Thanks for the free, thanks for the free drone parts, bro. Okay. Welcome to my ship, humans. Prepare your anuses prepare for anal venting. Anal venting, begin. Anal venting, that sounds painful. It's quite painful. I hope your anuses are prepared. Okay. Why you gotta run, bro? Don't get my weapons. Okay, that's fine. That's weird. The mind control actually didn't go off. Blocked one of my shots. Oh my god, he didn't. I should have shot at his piloting. Okay, it's fine. We got another volley. We should be fine. Nice. Well, if we don't get the under construction flagship, even if we do get the under construction flagship now, we don't. We get at most one extra jump. That costs us an extra fuel because we'll take 2 jumps to get there. So, still hope we get it for the reward, but this is pretty bad RNG to not get the under construction flagship before now, I feel. Scoopy Scoopy Doo. A couple extra value points for possible blue option things. Scooby Dooba Doo Doo. Cloaking and missile. So amazed, much wow. Scooba Dooba Doo Doo. Scooba Dooba Doo Doo. Scooba Dooba Doo Doo. Nice, get wrecked. Yeah, I'm not getting swag sensors. So even if this is under construction flagship, we get a delay in fleet, we get no extra jumps. So if we get, the only reason we would want it would be for the good rewards. Okay, we did it. Look around. Worst possible place where the under construction flagship would be, but we got it. Well, there we go. So we'll get a good reward from this, but not actually, not as psyched for this as I would like to be, as I would normally be. Triple dodge. Triple dodge. Alright, no missiles for you. 0 damage fight. The delay would carry over unless it's like, no, it doesn't. Delays do not carry over from one sector to the next. Do they? Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure that's not a mechanic in this game. Fleet delays do not carry over from one sector to the next. Are you serious? Do they actually? They do? I have never tested that. Remember, for a whole week, a frog just stood outside your window while you played FTL, did nothing but just stared at you. Okay. Good story, bro. Okay. Okay, well, we're gonna get a chance to test this. I've never tested that. I just assumed when you got to new sector, everything reset. You always assume they did, and I always assumed they didn't. Okay, well, we're gonna test it right now. Time for some FTL science. So Rebel Stronghold gives you 2 delays. I guess my difficulty with this is when you start a new sector, I don't know how many jumps it normally takes for this fleet to start in the next sector. So I don't know. Is it usually 2? Is it usually 2 before it appears in the next sector? In a new sector? So if this does delay 1 and then we go to the next sector, we should see 3 jumps. We should see 3... We should be able to jump 3 times before we see the delay start. Or the pursuit start in the next sector. Okay. I do not understand your question, Boo. Why would people try to maximize their jumps in the sector? Why wouldn't they try to maximize their... I don't understand your question at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. To min-max, what you need to do in FTL. That's why you would maximize your jumps per sector. Okay. Nice free repair. Okay, so next sector. So we should get 3 jumps before the rebels' pursuit starts. I don't know. I see numbers here. I don't think the delay carries over, honestly. See, I don't even know if this is 3 jumps, because normally you go 1, 2, and then you see it. So that'd be the third one. So I feel like I should go 1, 2, 3, and then I see it. So here's 1 jump. You thought the disabled fleet mod worked by starting off with 1,000 delays or something, and then never again. You never played it though. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I've never used that mod. Gosh, okay. Fudge-tastic. I thought I did that. Fudge-a-marific. Fujimaru. Okay, we got you 1 shot anyway. Totally misplayed that. I tried to get my cloaking up and I think I put it in mind control or something stupid instead. There's a fire in here. Pursuit carries over between the sectors and the total would be the same. My brain cannot comprehend half of the words you say today, Boo. I don't know what that means. Okay, 169 scrap. To me, this is looking like it didn't get delayed. So that was 1 jump. This is 2. What's up, Plunder Pig? This is a worthless store. Sell pike beam. And it gets here. I don't think that carries over. I honestly don't think it carries over. This is the 3rd jump we're about to take, and the fleet pursuit is about to reach us. It's hard for me to tell because with the extended pursuit indicator, the numbers kind of confuse a little bit. But this is the 3rd jump, and we're seeing this appear. I don't think pursuit delays carry over between sectors. Somebody can find a Google with... find something to refute that, let me know. But from what I see, that's normal. I don't think that delayed it a jump. All right, I do want actually this heavy laser over the burst laser 1. So how much would it cost to get it online? It's 100, right? So from what I'm seeing, fleet pursuit does not carry over, and that's kind of what I assumed. So I'm going to say that that's probably right from what I'm seeing there. Okay, half power. So to me, what we just showed on stream is that fleet pursuit delays do not carry over from sector to sector. That's what I'm going to say from what we just saw there. Go in and kill your friend, please. Because normally it's 2 jumps, then you see the pursuit appear, and that's what we just saw. So I'm going to assume that's what just happened, because that's what it looks like. So I'm going to say fleet delay carry over, or fleet delays do not carry over from one sector to the next. Myth! FTL myth busted. Next time on FTL Mythbusters, we'll see if anti-biobeams really appear in stores. Okay, ship fight there. This myth was submitted by some dumbass who thought that anti-biobeams don't appear in stores. Hey, I thought I didn't. Just a picture of me going, what? How was I supposed to know? I only have 5,000 hours in FTL. How would I know? You're gonna test it right now? All right, do some more of your own tests. Let us know what you see, Azura. But from what I just saw, it does not carry over. Eating spaghetti, watching FTL. This is the life. This is the life. That's a Weird Al song. It's a deep cut FTL song. Weird Al's FTL song. Weird Al song right there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21. That gives us one more power for this thing. I eat filet mignon several times a day. Bathtubs filled with Perrier. What can I say? This is the life. It's a great song. I love that song. I do da 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 while I chew my food. I'm an upperly mobile dude. This is the life. This is the life. Weird Al's a legend. He is a legend. He is a legend. I should have known when my ex didn't like Weird Al. I should have known it was not going anywhere. That was my sign. You don't like Weird Al? Get out. I mean, this is your house. Okay, I'll leave. Show myself out. You're going to say with authority. I don't know. All right. Well, if you're going to say it with authority. That's the way to say it. You're going to download the disable fleet mod and dissect it that way. Okay, go for it. Do some tests. According to my science, myth busted, fleet delay does not carry over. All right, 126 scrap. You didn't like drive-through at first, then you realized you were wrong. What? Oh, are you talking about his song, Drive-Through? Is that what you're talking about? My backup battery over here. Am I too late? Nope. Oh, it's Double Mantis. Yeah, his song, I was like, who doesn't like going through the drive-through? Then I realized you were talking about his song called Drive-Through. Yes. Well, and apparently that song is like, it's a parody of like some rap song that I'd never heard before. And I'm like, and then when I heard the real song, I was like, wow. Weird Al's song is actually less stupid than this guy's real song. Weird Al's song is stupid. The real song, even stupider. Reddit says Fleet Pursuit doesn't carry over. Okay. So that agrees with my experience, but we'll let other people run tests, see what they find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have an efficient way to get more jumps, so we'll just take as many as we can get here. You respect Gray Paw's authority? You know, when you say it with authority, that conveys knowledge. So when you say, with authority, I don't know, I believe in your knowledge of not knowing. I believe in you. Not gonna cloak this because he's got a bigger missile. We doge it anyway. Beautiful. Okay, good. No surrender. And I believe we should be able to get this missile offline before it fires it again. Hopefully. Beautiful. And by get his missile offline, I mean kill his ace. That's right. Even if you don't know, say it with confidence. The council has spoken. I say with confidence that I have the strongest heart known to man. My heart will never fail and I'll never have a heart attack. I probably will, but I said it with confidence. Does that mean I won't have a heart attack? It's not a good example. I don't even know how to come up with a good use of that skill of saying with confidence. Okay. On the Stable Fleet mod, only delays the fleet at the game start beacon, so that would indicate it would carry over. The plot thickens. Okay, I wouldn't go by what a mod does for that, honestly. But can you use a mod that lets you create a very specific scenario in FTL? Specifically, the best way to test this is, can you make a mod that adds 2 delays to the beginning of a sector and see how many jumps it takes? I think that would be the best way to test it. I don't know. I've got an AK-47, you know, it makes me feel all right. I keep an Uzi by my... Yes. Oh, is that... I've got an what? Is that the same song? Is that the This Is the Life? Or is that a different song? Because I was going to try to sing it to the This Is the Life words. Trigger happy. Trigger happy every day. Trigger happy. There it is. Trigger happy. That's the one. I was like, that's not This Is the Life. I was trying to sing trigger happy lyrics with This Is the Life music. I was like, that's not right. That's not right. Trigger happy every day. Yeah, it's like a Beach Boys sounding one. That's what I haven't heard in a while. It's a good one. Use the Sable Fleet mod. Just twiddle your thumbs at the start of Sector 2. You try yourself, but you're leaving for work in a bit. Okay. I still stand by my experience of I'm pretty sure the delay does not carry over. So unless I see some, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I would say 75% right now. That would be my certainty on that being the case. Custom repeated fleet delay mod description says it reapplies delay when jumping to new sectors. Okay. Okay, attack the ship. You have frickin' double missiles, man. Now I'm gonna have, I eat filet mignon 7 times a day. My bathtub's filled with Perrier. What can I say? This is the life. I'm gonna have that stuck in my head, which is great because I love that song. This is the life. What's up, Nietzsche? What song is that? It is This Is the Life by Weird Al Yankovic. Yankovic. I love the guy, but I don't actually know how to pronounce his last name. Yankovic. Not actually sure which way you say it. The barbershops opened in Germany finally don't look like a doink. A doink, huh? Glad to hear you don't look like a doink. I'm not sure what a doink looks like, but glad to hear it. Value points all across there. You used scramble menu for it. You know, confirm that it doesn't reapply each sector. So it sounds like with Azura, she's agreeing with my assessment that it doesn't carry over the delay. My singing that reminds you of Brand New Key. That the one that I've got a brand new bicycle and I'll give you the key, or is that a different song? I don't know if I know. I don't know Brand New Key. That's a good song too, though. Although I've got a combine harvester and I'll show you the key, or whatever is the one that I remember seeing Yogscast make fun of or quote one time. I've got a combine harvester and I'll give you the key, or whatever that is. And my mom told me when she heard that that's not actually the original song. I didn't know that Combine Harvester was spoofing I've got a brand new pair of skates and I'll give you the key. Something like that. Some old song. Screenshot, okay. Alright, so what I see is a beacon map, rebel controlled sector. with no pursuits on it. I don't... Are there multiple shots on here? Because I don't know how this proves what you're showing. Oh, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. So I see 4 jumps with no pursuit. You're gonna have to explain how that proves it, because my brain can't understand things right now. If I get a flag, that'd be awesome. Pair of roller skates, that's the one, yeah. I think Azure is not on my side, looking at what he said and what the pics show, and the pics the delay was applied in Sector 1. This is a map Sector 2. Just make a video to show that you only used it once at Sector 1. Okay. I'm probably not going to understand it, so you all decide and tell me what the results are. I'm not going to understand it while I'm playing FTL. Just not going to happen. Breach Tube is amazing. Is it better than Chain Laser? I don't think so. Not for the boss fight, I don't think. You know, I can't, my brain can't understand with the delays and which one is right. Just tell me the answer once you all figure it out with your science. Just tell me your answer. Okay, do I keep the long range scanners? I think I do, because my route is gonna completely depend on what's taken over and what's not. Weird Al hardware store, that's a good one, yeah. I'm trying to remember how that one goes. Starts with a bunch of like wrenches, clanking sounds, and a bunch of stuff. I'm too busy trying to think of Weird Al songs. How can I ever possibly be able to keep up with FTL science? This is important other science we're doing. Weird Al quotes. So much more important. Can't cloak that. Gotta cloak that. You all do the FTL science, I'll sing the Weird Al songs, and everybody will be happy. Trigger happy every day. All you pulled from this conversation is that you like ship shooty shoot. That's right. Yeah, Azura, make your video and then tell me the results, because unless by looking at it I don't understand what you have discovered. By looking at the screenshots, I don't understand it. This and this. The backup battery, level 3 cloaking and level 3 hacking. By the way, we're frickin' OP right now, in case anybody hasn't noticed. The only thing that's not really good about our ship is this chain laser. But other than that, we are frickin' OP. We're gonna have to dive before the boss, but level 3 cloaking and all these engines, that should be trivial to have a successful dive. Yeah, we're getting close to full upgrades here. It's pretty insane. Yeah, Weird Al's hardware song is about a hardware store being opened up near him, and he's waiting for it to open. He just can't wait. But I can't remember the tune to that one right off the top of my head. We don't have enough time, everybody. Oh my God, with no much time, how can we ever do anything with no time? There's no time, man. It's just no time. Let's go, Max Clone Bay. You're very tired, but my ship resembles a space tick. Okay. Have you not seen the Lanius before? But, okay. I guess I could see that. A space tick. Speaking of the tick, my brother told me that the live-action TV show The Tick is apparently on Netflix or something. Which was that starring the guy from Seinfeld, the guy who also did the voice of Kronk from Emperor's New Groove? What was that guy's name? He's one of the voice actors in Family Guy, plays Joe in Family Guy. Was that the guy who played the Tick in the live action thing? Not enough time. You must always do it. You must always. Okay. Some would argue FTL science is the most important science. Only nerds would argue that, Court Parade. But it's understandable. Only nerds. Since we're all nerds here. Okay, 60 scrap. What else can we get? Max mind control. Sure. We are 290 scrap away from a fully upgraded ship. Let's talk about food again, because you just had a burger. Let's talk about food again. Don't talk about food. I haven't had a burger. So the friends whose apartment I stayed at told me about fasting. I was like, oh, I don't think I could fast. But then what I learned is that people who fast regularly, all that actually means is that you don't eat for like about 12 to 16 hours or something. It's not actually going for days without eating. It's just not eating. It's changing your eating schedule to something different than I expected. So I was like, oh. So I've kind of started trying to do that to see if that is helpful at all. Interval fasting? Yeah, interval fasting is what it is, which I didn't know the difference of. So intermittent, that's what it is. Intermittent fasting. Patrick Warburton's is the actor I was thinking of. Okay. Sleeping doesn't count in the timing. No, that's wrong, Nietzsche. That's incorrect. Don't wink at me. That's not right. Pretty sure what you said is not right anyway. I think that was a troll statement. Damn it. You were winking, so I think you were trolling me. Intervals, what it's called in German. Okay, that makes sense. Damn, I was too slow. We did get his... No, we didn't get his missiles offline. It's all the hype right now? What, the intermittent fasting or interval fasting is all the hype right now? Well, this friend of mine is like very... She's into a lot of stuff. She like apparently teaches yoga. She is a she's a musician. She's a singer. So that's how I know her originally. But she does all sorts of stuff. She like teaches dance lessons and certified yoga instructor, all this stuff. And so she's big into it. She's done it for years and says it's really helped her. I don't know, with body problems that she had. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this. See if this makes any difference for like my foot pain and stuff, or digestion and all that kind of stuff. Just eat instead of sleeping. That's not what you're supposed to do. As in, for intermittent fasting, if you're fasting for 12 hours and you wake up at 6 a.m. and don't eat till 6 p.m., time you sleep for doesn't count. I don't understand what you're talking about, Nietzsche. I have an app on my phone that keeps track of the number of hours, and while I'm sleeping, it still runs. It doesn't pause or anything. Fasting doesn't do what I thought it would. I'm not any faster. I'm actually slower now. So basically, what it means is, once you eat breakfast, you stop your fast. Then for the next 6 hours, or however long you're gonna not fast for, you eat. And then when you stop eating at, say, 5 p.m., you're fasting for the entire interval. You don't eat anymore. You don't snack. You don't eat any other food, is basically how it works, at least from what she described and what this app I'm using shows. For you, it only made you hungry, but it's great for discipline training. The reason... Damn it. The reason I even tried... God damn it. I can't talk right now. I can't talk and play video games, okay? The reason I even decided to try it because my eating schedule's actually almost already doing it anyway. That's a frickin' triple dodge. Okay, this is fine. The way I've been eating for a while, for a long time, is actually pretty close to what her description of fasting was. Intermittent fasting. So I'm kind of giving it a try. I don't know if I'll stick with it. It's only been 2 days, so, you know, it's not like I actually have any experience in anything like this. But I thought I'd give it a try. because apparently it's something that a lot of people have done, and she swears by it. You're uploading the video to Drive right now. 6 minutes of footage where you go through Sector 1 and 2 with only using the 1000 delay once. Both sectors 0 Rebel Pursuit. Okay, great. Please tell me your results once you... If you actually want me to understand what you're talking about, tell me the results. Don't tell me the process. We will have the video to back up your results. I just want to know what the results are. Because I can't... If you're going to explain it in detail, my brain's not going to understand it. Don't tell me the odds or the results or the science. That's different than the type you did then? Probably lots of different types. Yeah, I guess so. You just started a 72 water fast today. That sounds like a terrible idea. Why would you ever stop drinking water? What's the purpose behind that? Is that like a bodybuilding thing or something? Your result is that it carries over. Okay. That's your result. I'll have to watch your video then, because that doesn't seem like what I just experienced, but... I will try to take your word for it. Can't cloak this missile. And it's a triple hit. Damn. Well, no perfect boss fight for us. Okay, I'm gonna let these guys stay here. Okay. Can't cloak this. And... GG cookie time, my friends. We did it. 4 in a row with the Lanius A, and that was like a super clean run, too. There are different versions of the fasting, but one of the more common ones is you do all the eating in the 8-hour window. Yeah, that's the one. Well, it's different. Doesn't have to be an 8-hour window. The smaller you make the window, the longer the fast. But yeah, that's, I think, the one that my friend told me about that I'm kind of giving a try. No, it's consuming only water. Oh, water only fast. Maybe it's the thing. You're fasting only from water. Like, don't do that. Okay. Wow, 72 hours? Without eating? I don't know if I can do that one. Let's check the score. 65. Wow. 3 lower than our highest score so far. Some variations include water as the only consumed liquid, which I already do. I.e. no coffee, soda, or beer, yeah. I've basically only drank water as my liquid for about 5 or 6 years now. So, again, I'm already doing a lot of the stuff. That's kind of why I committed to it, or decided to give it a try. 656 bits from Nietzsche, thank you. Your fast involves no eating, no drinking water, and a lot of other things. I'm already on the water only fast, yeah. I've been on it for about 5 years now. Better than doing an air fast. That's what all my humans are doing. I'm not venting them. I'm giving them an air fast. It's healthy for them. 72 hours that food, doesn't that put your body in starvation mode? Your body starts bulking when you eat again? Yeah, I don't know. Alrighty, my friends. Well, I'm going to stand up, stretch, use restroom, take my first break of the day. I hope y'all are enjoying the FTL. We learned some science, so apparently fleet delays do carry over, I think, now. That didn't seem what the results are from what I tested, but Azura and Bio, both with something they're doing, says it does. So, Azura, you'll have to give us the link to that video once you get it going. Upload it on YouTube would be great, because then it could be science that we can link for people to check out. But I'm going to take a quick 6-second word of ads. When we come back, we will see if we can get 5 frickin'... wait, no. Our current streak was 3, so that current streak of 4 is now right. When we come back, see if we get 5 in a row. See y'all rock. See you in just a bit, my friends.